Hi. So I just wanted to come out and say a big thank you to the collective. Whether you're aware or not aware, and if you are aware, this is your confirmation. If you're not aware, this is information that we as a collective have made a huge quantum leap into changing our future completely. What we have done is unprecedented, and it's amazing because as long as we continue to have the same end goal, we don't know how it's going to happen, but as long as we're still looking and we're envisioning for finding the calm peace for all these horrendous things to stop, as long as we continue on that, on envisioning that end result, we are moving mountains. And we are now at pretty much the tipping point of everything now that the bill has passed. And so I have a timeline of what my spirit team has come up with, have told me, because I was, I'm praying every day for things to stop, for these horrendous things to stop. And at the end of the day, we have chosen a path which is accelerated, and it's breaking all sorts of timelines like crazy, like fast and furious. And if you're a psychic intuitive, or you may see a psychic, you may know, or they have said that we pick up information based on that current energy, that trajectory that we feel the energy on. So this is to keep moving, keep visualizing, keep embracing, keep having faith, keep having hope, helping others, compassion. If we continue on with this trajectory, no matter what things get put in front of us, we will make it through. And it seems like we're moving at a much faster rate. In the very beginning of the year, in my predictions based on that trajectory, I was seeing Trump being in office until mid of next year. And so this is different now. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of what's to come for the next 3 months based on this current trajectory. So stage 1, which is what we're going through now until through the end of August. So the ice raids and ethnic terror, they were the catalyst. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I wrote notes because it was a lot of information. So the ice raids and basically this domestic genocide that we're going through right now, that was the catalyst to get us together on the same page. Okay. And again, this is with the intent of that we're moving so fast that we've chosen to rip the band-aid off to handle everything up front versus taking it piece by piece, and maybe be blinded by the things that are really happening as we have been all these years. I mean, we kind of knew there was corruption, but we didn't know where to pinpoint it. So now we're just literally taking off the band-aid. So what this did, this phase 1 of this ice terror, was it ignited the heart chakra of the US because we had lost our compassion. This is going to be a piggyback of my video that I did yesterday. We're finding compassion back. We're finding love for one another. And we're seeing where our neighbors and who we called our friends, all of a sudden we're seeing their true sides. And this is not to say it's bad or wrong. It's just we're seeing things that are going to mirror our light, or going to, show us the dark of who we are as well, our own reflection. Shattered illusions and awakened collective compassion, which I just discussed, served as a soul level alarm clock for millions, and that is true. Healthcare and snap cuts the bill. What is this for us? It is the tipping point for political exposure, because millions will be directly impacted on this. If ICE was the catalyst, this is the thing that just pushes us over the edge. Middle America wakes up to the betrayal because they now see who the senators were, the ones that voted yes. And I'm going to make this clear. This post is not to be political. This post is simply to say this is what is triggering, and the crows just keep, I don't know if you hear them because I have my headphones, but the crows are just like all around me right now. And anyway, and they're waking up to like a what the fuck situation. Like, I thought you were, for me, you were representing me. And this is another level of activation. So this is now an emotional body activation, compassion, grief, and sacred rage. And this is what the stage 1 is and through all of August. Then we have stage 2, the breaking point, and this is between September and October, where in this time frame, September through October, it is a removal of Trump, where we will see the failure of all these things that have been happening. I asked, could it be sooner? But I think based on this timeline, we needed to have this bill passed to wake up the rest of humanity, because right now we need everybody to help. And for those people that were Trump supporters and now have remorse, you know, and they're coming out saying, I apologize, you know, we need to forgive them. If you're angry, welcome them, because we need everybody. We need to be unified. And, you know, people make mistakes all the time, and this is the opportunity to correct. This is the opportunity to make all those wrongs right. This is it. This is the moment. So, you know, just welcome with arms, open arms, because they're going to be suffering too, like we all are. And you guys, I hope you know what I mean by that. The energetic spell of fear-based leadership shatters. Exposure of intergovernment fractures and state-level revolutions begin. Whew. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit scary. People are going to be reactive with, you know, they're pissed. They're pissed. There's going to be revolts. There's going to be looting. You know, who knows? You know, cost of everything is going up. I'm probably go up higher more. So there's going to be state-level revolts. So be prepared for that. I'm hoping that's not true. I hope we can manage our anger a little bit better. But when these type of situations, these type of cuts hurt your family, your loved ones, you get that extra adrenaline of rage. So just prepare for potential, again, this is current trajectory, potential revolts within the states. But now within this part 2 of September through October, we also have to deal with the Iran aftermath. Here's the thing about Iran. Just because they didn't attack impulsively doesn't mean that they're not going to. They still have that option of doing it. And I asked more about Iran, and this is what I got. The karmic reckoning from ancient lineages, global ripple effect, particular in colonial nations. Spiritual leadership rise, light workers, oracles, and truth speakers called forward, and rapid timeline shifts for those in alignment. So this is coming. This is what's happening to Iran and the Middle East, actually. So there's people standing up for themselves, and the chakras that activate them are going to be the solar plexus and the throat. And the collective shift point will be dimensional rift and soul leadership rising. All right, so stage 3 is from yesterday's video about there's going to be an eerie calm at the end of the year. This is November through December. This is after the removal of the government of Trump. So I asked more about what does this calm mean, that eerie calm that I channeled yesterday. And basically it's just a moment of peace. It's a moment of breathing, of exhalation, like, oh my gosh, you know, it's over. This is over, thank God. And the grid, or energetic grids, are starting to rebalance, because right now it's trying to harmonize, it's trying to balance, it's trying to get everything in line, and it's starting to balance. Man, these crows. So then I asked about galactic contact, alien contact, whatever you want to call them. So the phase 1 also begins here in November and December, where astro-telepathic communication increases. Now this one was very interesting. The Anunnaki attempts return. However, I did get helicopters. I did get that you have to use your discernment on Anunnaki transmissions. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're good. I just got this really strong feeling previously, when I started seeing some people talking about the Anunnaki, I personally didn't get fuzzy wuzzies on it. And so in today's message, it confirms that just use discernment when you're dealing with Anunnaki contact. Arcturian and Palladian lightworks anchored grids, and that's already happening, and it continues to happen. New councils begin forming, so localized leadership, earth-based spiritual alliances grow. So that's happening. To what extent, I don't know what that looks like. That's just the information that I got. And galactic oversight increases. So planetary events all year. Sorry. Planetary events all year long. Mother Earth's recalibration. So this is again why people are going to be extra pissed about the bill, because it cuts federal assistance, and this is going to be impacting the United States at different capacities, different states all over. So floods, wildfires, storms, and quakes. And this is again Mother Earth just recalibrating, she's rebirthing as well, just like we are rebirthing. So we are aligned in the rebirth. Ley lines are being purified, which is the grid work. Elementals returning to balance frequency. And surprise, surprise, solar activity surges. Flares and storms act as DNA triggers. Prepare for dizziness, fatigue, and rapid downloads, which some of us are already feeling that now, just because of what we're supposed to be doing and where we're at this time and place. So expect more of them. Galactic intervention. The Galactic Federation is overseeing nuclear standoff points. Some Anunnaki factions are distorting truth to manipulate entry. Ooh. Palladians and Arcturians shielding Earth's energetic core. And here's a disclaimer. Take it for what it's worth. Not all ET transmissions are pure. Stay grounded, shielded, and heart-led. So don't let the mind convince you. Follow your heart. Follow what feels right inside of you. And here are some things that you can do now to help this process. Anchor into your joy. It creates frequency resistance to fear. Support neighbors and community with compassion. Speak truth, but regulate nervous system to avoid burnout. Practice spiritual hygiene, grids, breath, prayer, rest, meditation. Create calm containers for others waking up. Again, this is kind of like what I was saying before. You know, people are starting to wake up. They're going to realize what's happening. You know, some of them are like, well, it doesn't affect me, until it does. I know we're quick to say, I told you so, or like, well, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I get that, but try to hold space, because at the end of the day, it's all of us. Envision the post-collapse Earth now. See it, feel it, create it. Remember, the pineal gland, as I said in one of my videos, is the portal, is the gateway. Okay, so it's you give the frequency, it's the code, and it makes it into a reality. So continue to focus on that. I know we go down the rabbit hole of seeing what's happening on social media. If you continue to envision that, regardless of what you're seeing and regardless of what you're feeling, it will happen, because it is universal law, and this is proof. We're progressing so fast. We're moving along very fast. And here is the closing transmission that I got. You are not here to be consumed by the collapse. You are here to witness it, decode it, and build what comes next. The system is broken. You are not. The earth is screaming, but also birthing. Your soul chose this timeline with intention, and you have everything you need. This is not the end. This is the sacred beginnings. Hold the line, speak with light, architect the new world. And again, I hope this helps you guys. It helps me for sure, and this is why I'm doing these videos now, because it's a way of holding myself accountable and grounded when I get these messages. And please, you know, do good, be good. Every human is precious, and just help each other out.